What's up, YouTube? So today's topic, I'm gonna talk about reasons why I don't respect police, and most people do not like policemen. They don't like sheriffs. Reasons why people don't like security guards and stuff like that. So let's get to it. So the reasons why I don't respect police like that, um, and I'm not a dickhead towards them, but if I do get pulled over for like a petty reason, if I'm driving like 5 or 10 miles over the speed limit, especially if there's no cars around, or if they give me a citation ticket for parking a certain way, yeah, I will be disrespectful towards them. I will cuss them out, and I have done those a couple times with multiple police officers, to where I had put them in their place, I had cussed them out, and I was being disrespectful towards them, and they didn't do shit about it. And I'll look at them dead in the eye, talk shit to them, and disrespect them and make fun of them and shit like that. Like I'll draw fear to them, where like I'll see them shake and stuff like that, and I don't give a fuck. But because the reasons why I don't like certain police officers and sheriffs is because they either do a lot of power tripping, or they can't mind their fucking business. So for example, there's one time, right? So I was driving like, I think 10, I mentioned this before in my YouTube channel, but I mentioned like 10 or 11 miles over the speed limit, but like there was like no cars around, and it was like on a Sunday, on a Sunday nice evening, like the sunset was showing, and there was like people just chilling and stuff like that. Mind you, whenever I drive, I always see cars drive like 30 miles over the speed limit, fucking 20 miles over the speed limit every fucking day, and they don't get pulled over, or like they don't get caught. Tell me why I'm driving 10 miles over the speed limit, right? And it was a completely safe environment. I wasn't on the highway or anything like that. It was like, I forgot what, I can't explain the street name, but it was completely safe. It was completely chill. It was on a Sunday, and like there was cars in front of me as well too, so I was about to stop. Tell me why. I saw this police car. He was driving past by me, and then he made a whole fucking U-turn. He was far away from me. He made a whole fucking U-turn just to pull me over. And in my mind, when I saw the police car made a U-turn, I'm like, this motherfucker better not come for me. I swear to God, that'll be the most petty fucking shit ever. And he did. And then, long story short, he only gave me a citation ticket with no charge. I think because I cussed him out. So I was degrading him. I was cussing him the fuck out and stuff like that. Yeah. So I was like, I took time out of my day to cuss him out and I gave him a hard time, because if he's willing to make a U-turn, like I told him off, like, because if he was taking time to make a U-turn just to pull me over that shit, and I think he was about to leave work, but he made a U-turn because he looks like he's about to head out just for that shit, then yeah, I gave him a hard time. I made things very difficult for him. You know, he was shaking and stuff like that, and I don't give a fuck. And I told him to get the fuck out of my car. I kept telling him to shut up, and I kept telling him to hurry up. And while he was in his car, I kept knocking the horn because he was taking too goddamn long. So, and when he's asking for my information, I was taking my time. I was being all slow. Now, I'm not doing it, like I said, because I'm a dickhead, but like, if there's certain police officers that would do shit like that, where it's very petty and where they can't mind their fucking business, and the reason why they pull people over, they like to give people tickets, and so they can look good on their job, and so they get paid more, so they can look like they're doing something. And I definitely told them off about that shit. So yeah. So, but then there's like another instance, and there's plenty of instances, but I'm not gonna get into it because I've already mentioned it in my past videos. But there's recent incidents where, I have a fucking. So I live near a college campus, a university campus. I go there every day to study, to do my schoolwork, and to study whatever I need to study, right? Tell me why. So a couple weeks I called, because every month I called just so I could get a monthly parking pass, because when you park without a parking pass, they'll give you a ticket. They'll charge you like $50 to $100. I know it's fucking stupid. It's fucking retarded. It doesn't matter if it's packed. It doesn't matter if it's empty. It doesn't matter if it's a summertime to where there's no one, because most college kids are like away and like they're like at their hometown, and like they're not in college, so like the parking lots are always empty. But if you don't have a parking pass, if you still park, they'll still charge you like over $100 tickets, shit like that. So that happened to me a couple of times. I'm like, oh fuck. So it's fine. It's whatever. I don't agree with it, which is fine. So I eventually called every month just so I get my parking pass, right? So I get that shit every month. It's only like $40 a month. So tell me why, when I parked with my parking pass, And when you park, you're supposed to park a certain way. Like your front bumper is supposed to be facing the sign, apparently, right? And they always told me to do this, but like me, I don't really take that shit seriously, because at the end of the day, why does that even fucking matter? Like, dude, like, it's just a fucking car. There's so many parking spaces open. Who gives a shit if people park a certain way or not? But I still follow orders, whatever. But then there's one instance where there's other cars parked the opposite way. And mind you, there's so many parking lots, so you can't just park the same way in each parking lot, like, depending on where the sign is at. I don't know how I still don't know how they do this shit, because I really don't give a fuck. But, like, there's so many cars parking on the front side, and there's other cars parked on the back side. So I'm like, okay, where the fuck do I park at? Because their front bumpers are facing this side, and there's other people's front bumpers facing the other side. So I'm like, fuck it. So I just parked. So I parked where most cars are facing. So I did that. After I was done with my study session throughout the day, like 5 hours later, I came back. Next thing you know, I got a fucking citation ticket. They charged me $34 or $40. It's either $30 or $40. And I'm like, these goddamn security, these goddamn police officers cannot mind their fucking business, dog. Because it's like, it's one thing you give me a ticket because I don't have a parking pass, which I think is so fucking stupid, because there's an open parking spot all over the goddamn place. Here, look. You see how much space there is? All this shit right here. All this goddamn parking space right here. And they'll still give people tickets. They will still give people tickets, which is fine. So, but I have a lot of patience. So like I said before, I did got a fucking parking pass for guests, because I'm not a student, I'm a guest. I just go there to study every month. But this motherfucker gave me a goddamn fucking citation ticket, charging me $30 to $40 fucking dollars. And I'm like, and I've gotten citations before to where I haven't gotten charged. And you know, so I'm like, why the fuck would he take time out of his day when there's no cars in the fucking parking lot to give me a fucking ticket charging me? He's a fucking idiot. And now it just sucks where, like, I always have to go to court. I always had to appeal. I had to go to court so many times. I had to appeal so many times over the bullshit tickets they gave me, and I've always won. You know, so I'm like, that's a problem with police officers, security, and cops. Y'all don't mind your fucking business. You don't have to do petty shit like that all the time. Not everything is by the book. We get it. You hate your job. Your life is miserable, but it doesn't give you a right to do shit out of pettiness. Who gives a fuck if you look good at your job? No one gives a fuck. If you were to lose your job, if you were to get evicted, no one will give a fuck about you. So why do you think it's cool to be petty like that? Look at the bigger picture. There's an open fucking parking spot. There is not crowded. I'm not harming anyone. We're not damaging anyone. Why the fuck would you charge someone like that? You fucking idiot. And it sucks because when I do give out tickets or citations, I cannot see the police officer, because obviously I'm in the building studying, so I can't fucking see them. They just leave out a yellow fucking ticket outside your car. I'm like, you fucking idiot. Like, you fucking moron. But that's all I gotta say. That's one of the reasons why no one likes cops and police officers. They're a bunch of pussies. No one likes them, and they're fucking idiots. And that's all I gotta say. Have a good one. Peace.